Alright everyone, welcome back to Apocaflix Movies, and my name is Jake Berlin, and hey, it was a gigantic weekend in the world of movies, and more specifically, the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm recording this on a Sunday, and this will be up by Monday, and so this will be 2 days past when the MCU panel, the Marvel Studios panel, took place at San Diego Comic-Con. I was at Comic-Con this weekend. I was not in attendance in the panel, so I did get to experience it a little bit, but just a little precursor for what's going to happen this week. We're going to be diving into all of the stuff that was released per Marvel on separate videos. Like this title says, it's going to be talking about the Black Widow movie. We'll do one about the Eternals and the What If series and so on and so on. And so, yes, there's a lot to talk about. And then we're probably going to recap and dive into our Comic-Con experience a little bit on our comic book show that we're bringing back. And we have a new name and a new logo and a new style, and we're bringing it back because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of comic book movies. And so that'll be dropping this week as well, so look out for that. But for this video, I will be talking about the Black Widow movie that is officially called Black Widow. No surprise there. But it did take place at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. They brought the cast out on stage. They brought the director. They showed a sizzle reel / trailer for the film, and nobody got to see that unless you were in attendance. We have a description. I'm not going to go over that in case nobody wants to know what that is. If you are interested, you can find that online somewhere. Twitter. A lot of people have been posting pictures of detailed description if you want to check that out. But let's just run through this real quick. I mean, they announced it in the middle of the panel, and it has an official release date of May 1st, 2020. And so the way that this worked is that Marvel revealed their entire Phase 4 slate. Everything that's taking place in Phase 4, and it's taking place just over the next 2 years. Here's the cool part. It's 10 projects, 5 movies, 5 TV series on Disney+. This will be the first time that a movie studio will be telling their stories, interconnecting on 2 different platforms. The MCU has conquered a lot in their day, and they're going to be conquering one more thing by doing that. And the first thing we're going to be seeing from Phase 4 is, in fact, Black Widow, which comes to no surprise by many because it is the film that is currently filming. It may have finished filming. It is the farthest along, and so that is definitely no surprise there. But it takes over that May 1st slot, which has been a staple for Marvel for years now. And it's a big, big date. And Black Widow has deserved that date. She has. She's been in this universe since 2010, I believe, which Iron Man 2 came out. And she's been kicking butt ever since then. Obviously, Avengers Endgame and her death and the teases in Infinity War and Endgame as far as what she was doing before then have played a big part in her popularity. And just as we had hoped and expected, it was also confirmed that the majority of the events will be taking place after Captain America Civil War, which will be before Infinity War, where she gets that cool haircut. And so we're going to be seeing her do some really badass stuff. And so I know I'm excited for it. This is one of the cool things that I was looking forward to the most in this panel, and they definitely threw it down. I'm bummed that I didn't get to see any footage, but I'm also excited because I can't wait for that trailer to drop. It is a while away, and so I have a feeling they'll be saving it and maybe amping it up a little bit. But from what I've been hearing is that it's very Winter Soldier-esque, which gets me it gets me excited, man. I'm so pumped to see that down. But as far as what else happened, I mentioned the cast there, and they brought the cast out on stage, of course, joined by Scarlett Johansson herself. We have let me find this picture real quick. Here we go. So we have Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff. David Harbour is playing a character named Alexei, and he is also known as the Red Guardian. I'm not a super hardcore Black Widow comic fan, and I know that Red Guardian probably plays in a little bit more realms than just Black Widow. I'm not too familiar with him, but I mean, David Harbour is just a David Harbour badass. I mean, yes, he got the bad rap at Hellboy, but that was definitely not his fault. And so I'm excited to see him in this world. Let's see what they do with this character. Florence Pugh, who is probably the most sought-out actress on the planet right now. She's kicking ass everywhere. And so she's going to be playing a character called Yelena. And if you know the comics by Marvel, you know that Yelena is essentially Black Widow's sister. of the school that they went to, and the training to become a Black Widow. She's essentially the second Black Widow. She takes over the mantle of Black Widow at one point or another in the comic books. Um, she does have her own calling card as Yelena, and I believe she may even have a quote unquote superhero calling card. But yeah, she's playing a character called Yelena, and I believe that a lot of the trailer played with those characters a little bit. She's basically the co-lead, and she may have a little in store with some cool twists in the movie. But again, I'm not super hardcore into this. I just know the basics of her character, and so I'm interested to see what they do with her. And if you do know, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys on this one, because I'm very interested in this movie and this kind of mythology behind Black Widow and what they're building. And if you know a little bit, let me know, because I'd love to hear about it. And then we have OT, and I'm gonna butcher his name, and I apologize. OT Fagbenley, Benel. He's playing a character called Mason, the mystery guy. We don't know. Could very well be playing Taskmaster. And I'll get into that in a little bit. And then we have Rachel Weisz playing a character called Melina. And I see here with this description I have, there's a character next to her. And I'm very interested again. I don't know a lot. And so I'm interested to see what her character is, who she does, if she has any powers. You know, what is she? Is she the one that trains them, right? Is she the one that trains them when they're young? Kind of the reasoning that they are who they are, etc. I don't know, but I'm very excited to find out. As I had mentioned, it was in fact revealed that Taskmaster is the villain of the movie, and we saw set photos for a long time, a few weeks ago or months ago. A character that looked like him, just a little bit of appearance change because of his look in the comic books. It may not translate to film too well, but it played very well. But they officially revealed a concept art piece from the film to the public, and that'll be up on the screen right now so you guys see that. And it is in fact Taskmaster, excuse me, that is going up against Black Widow, and I'm pumped because I know somewhat about the character, a little bit more than just somewhat, and I'm very excited to see. I think it's a perfect choice. I really do. I think it's a great choice for this movie. It makes it a very grounded film. Like I mentioned, The Winter Soldier earlier. A lot of people are mentioning almost like a John Wick style movie with the way it's shot, with the kind of action that they're experiencing, which is super, super exciting because if there's anybody that's a la John Wick in this universe, it's 100% Black Widow. And so that's going to be very exciting to see on screen, especially because she's essentially a rogue character after Civil War, right? I mean, she went on the run, she disappeared. We know that she ended up with Steve Rogers at one point after Civil War, before Infinity War. But what was she doing before then, right? After she had that conversation with Tony after those events. And so it's going to be very cool to see. And I think Taskmaster, they're going to bring his skills to the screen. Very, very cool. It's going to be very badass. The type of stuff that's going to happen. A lot of explosions, grounded action, hand-to-hand stuff, a lot of gunfire, that type of stuff. And it's perfect for a Black Widow movie. I have a feeling that we're going to see the Budapest stuff. I'm pretty sure that might have been shown in the trailer. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But that would indicate that possibly a Hawkeye sighting, which would be very cool. We're going to touch on Hawkeye a little bit later on in the week because there was some news about him as well. But yeah, I mean, this is obviously it's a big deal because Captain Marvel was the first female-led one as far as the MCU goes. But Scarlett Johansson, she started it all, right? She was the one who gave all of these women in Marvel the chance to do this, and that scene in Endgame when all the women of Marvel are together, right? Going into battle with the Gauntlet as Captain Marvel carries it. It's because of Black Widow, and so she deserves this. Whether it's one movie, two movies, three movies, a Disney Plus series, whatever, we know how her fate ends, and so that's kind of why it makes it so much more exciting. Because what was she doing before then, right? We saw her talk in Endgame. This is my family now. I didn't have a family before then. What is she fighting for in this movie? What's happening? Well, who's coming after her, and what's the reasoning behind it? And so it's going to be very exciting to see. And like I mentioned, Scarlett Johansson, she just deserves it. She's been kicking ass along these guys for so long. She's arguably one of my favorite characters in the universe ever since she showed up on screen in Iron Man 2, and then it was just amped up more in the Avengers. She's definitely been one of my favorites, and I think that it's very, very exciting to have her finally get her own movie. It's long overdue, but I also think it comes at the right time because of what happened in Endgame. And so I'm excited. I think that the panel was awesome for the Black Widow stuff. She definitely got some of the biggest cheers from what I saw. And so, but yeah, I mean, there's my coverage, a little snippet into the Black Widow stuff. If you're, searching around the interwebs looking for more stuff about it, just kind of an oversee of it all. But we're gonna be, like I mentioned, we're gonna be diving in a lot more on our comic book show and kind of going into detail with myself and Brian and possibly Jacob, Keith, and Gio as well. Whoever can be able to jump on there. But we're gonna get their thoughts as well and kind of dive into that and what we expect, and hopefully we'll get a trailer soon. I mean, maybe by the end of the year, who knows? D23 is soon, so maybe around that as well. But very well could be around maybe Star Wars. That's a Disney property. So, but yep, there it is, guys. My Black Widow coverage from San Diego Comic-Con. Again, I was there, but not in attendance of the panel. But I did have a little bit of experience with it and wanted to dive into a little bit just with you guys because this is definitely one of the more exciting projects that Marvel has coming in Phase 4 because it does, in fact, kick off Phase 4 next May. So, again, I am Jake Lynn. This is Apocaflix Movies. Thank you for joining me on this little, let's just call it the Apocaflix podcast, a version of that, talking about Black Widow, everything in the Black Widow world. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, of course, like and share, and then follow us on all of our social media accounts as well. So, again, thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you guys next time.
Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocaflix Movies, click this video up here. If you want something a little bit different, check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocaflix Movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.